American singer and songwriter John Denver masterfully blended pop, folk, and country music with unparalleled lyricism, becoming one of the most beloved acoustic singers of the 1970s. He popularized enduring hits such as Take Me Home, Country Roads, Leaving on a Jet Plane, and Annie's Song, the latter inspired by his then-wife, Annie Denver. At 78, Annie Denver recently confirmed rumors about John Denver, finally settling speculation surrounding the late country star. While many might not know Annie Denver without her famous ex-husband, she is an impressive individual in her own right, having been a school commissioner and TV personality. It's no surprise that John Denver was captivated by her. Born Annie Martell on September 6, 1946, to Jim and Norma Martell in Minnesota, USA, she was raised in the Christian faith alongside her three siblings, Linda, Terry, and Ben. After attending local schools in Minnesota and graduating high school, she enrolled at Aldo's College in St. Peter, where she first encountered the legendary country singer. In 1966, when they met, Denver was performing with the Chad Mitchell Trio, and Martell was a sophomore. He was immediately drawn to her, and they reconnected a few months later. Annie Martell shared more details about their initial meeting in a 2022 episode of the Mobituaries with Moa podcast, recalling how her future husband played with the Mitchell Trio and then with a group putting on a silly little musical. She was the girl who carried the signs across the stage for Act 1 and Act 2, and she even revealed that John Denver still remembered what she wore that day: blue jeans, a flannel shirt, and penny loafers. They clicked, exchanged letters, and after a whirlwind 9-month courtship that culminated in an engagement, they married on June 9, 1967. Annie's Song is one of John Denver's most popular compositions, introducing Annie Martell, now Mrs. Denver, to the public. The song is particularly noteworthy because it encapsulates all of John Denver's passions at the time: his music, his love for his wife, and, most significantly, his connection to the environment. Annie Denver recently confirmed that she still cries whenever she hears Annie's Song, even at 78 years old. She also shared that another of her favorites is perhaps Love, a duet her ex-husband performed with Placido Domingo. Contrary to popular belief, Annie's Song was not born from a shared intimate moment, but rather a profound life-changing event for John Denver. The year 1971 was pivotal for the country folk singer's career, with the release of Take Me Home, Country Roads, and other defining singles, including Annie's Song. The inspiration for Annie's Song struck during a camping trip the couple took with friends in Aspen, Colorado. As a nature lover, Denver quickly fell in love with the area, which also inspired Rocky Mountain High. Eventually, Denver and his wife moved there, building a home and raising their family. One day in 1973, after a quarrel with Annie, John Denver, in a good mood after they had reconciled, went skiing. As he sat on the Ajax chair on Aspen Mountain, the song simply came to him. He rushed home and wrote it down in less than 10 minutes. Annie, Denver recalled, initially it was a love song, and it was given to me through him. And yet for him, it became a bit like a prayer. This song remains a lasting testament to the love shared between Annie and John Denver. The couple, unfortunately, could not have biological children, but wholeheartedly adopted a son, Zachary John, and a daughter, Anna Kate. Their marriage, however, was not destined to last, and in 1982, after 15 years, the Denvers filed for divorce. Each party had their reasons for the split. John Denver believed his success and dedication to his work deeply impacted their relationship. stating in a 1983 appearance on The Russell Hardy Show that they had drifted apart over the last 4 to 6 years. He felt the extensive time spent apart due to his touring schedule and an inflexibility to reintegrate each other's lives when they were together contributed to the distance. In contrast, Annie Denver attributed the breakup to their youth and immaturity in handling John Denver's sudden rise to stardom. She found his celebrity status and his accompanying demands threatening, to the point where she felt she lost her identity. Despite their differences, they separated amicably. Annie Martell has remained single to this day, while John Denver remarried. Rumors have circulated about Annie Martell's death, but they are untrue. She continues to live in her Colorado home with her children and grandchildren. Their amicable separation, especially considering the scandals and controversies that later surrounded John Denver, including his death, is quite remarkable now. Let's turn our attention to Annie Martell, Denver's ex-husband, John Denver. Born Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. on December 31, 1943, in Roswell, New Mexico, he would become the legendary country icon. His parents were Emma, Louise, and Captain Henry John Dutch Deutschendorf Sr., a highly decorated pilot. Denver remembered his father as a stern man who was not openly affectionate. Due to his father's military career, the family moved frequently, making it difficult for the introverted John to make friends and adapt. The longest they lived in one place was Tucson, Arizona, from 1951 to 1959. At age 11, his grandmother gifted him an acoustic guitar, which he taught himself to play. By college, he was skilled enough to play local gigs and clubs, still using his birth name. Randy Sparks, founder of the New Christy Minstrels, suggested he change it to something less cumbersome. Thus, John Denver was born. He continued playing while studying architecture at Texas Tech University in Lubbock, also singing in a folk music group. In 1963, he dropped out of school and moved to Los Angeles to pursue music full-time. After 2 years of playing at folk clubs, he replaced Chad Mitchell in the Chad Mitchell Trio, which was then renamed Denver, Boise, and Johnson. A few years later, Denver left the band to embark on a solo career. His first album, Rhymes and Reasons, was released under RCA Records in 1969. Before this, he had self-produced a recording of some of his songs, including Babe, I Hate to Go, which caught the attention of producer Milt Okun. It was reworked and became Leaving on a Jet Plane. Okun also became Denver's producer for the folk group Peter, Paul and Mary, who popularized the song, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Denver's own version also topped the US Cashbox chart in December 1969. What many don't realize is that John Denver largely promoted his music himself, undertaking a Midwest tour, giving free concerts, and even offering to play for free at local venues. He also visited radio stations that humored him, knowing he composed Leaving on a Jet Plane and allowed him to play a song or two on air. These efforts helped him build a strong fan base that supported him throughout his career. Compared to his first album, John Denver's 1971 release, Poems, Prayers, and Promises, was a commercial success, particularly with the breakthrough hit Take Me Home, Country Roads. While Denver had cultivated a local following, the album's success was also significantly boosted by his new manager, Jerry Weintraub, who spearheaded a radio airplay campaign that broadened his reach. John Denver's popularity soared in the early '70s with hits like Rocky Mountain High, Sunshine on My Shoulders, Thank God I'm a Country Boy, and Annie's Song. Weintraub also ensured his television presence, with Denver appearing in numerous guest shows and eventually hosting his own. His seasonal special, Rocky Mountain Christmas, garnered over 60 million viewers and was ABC Network's highest-rated show at the time. The demand for the singer was so high that he soon had his own BBC series, The John Denver Show. Of course, he also earned multiple prestigious awards, including Grammy Awards and American Music Awards. As John Denver's popularity waned in the late 70s, he focused more on humanitarian efforts and nature conservation. He participated in fundraising for the Aspen Camp School for the Deaf and donated to the Aspen Valley Hospital's $1.7 million capital campaign. He also established the 450-acre Windstar Land Conservancy in Aspen, Colorado, which served as his home, a wildlife sanctuary, and an environmental education center. We've already discussed his marriage to Annie Martell and their 15-year marriage ending in divorce. During the division of assets, there was an extreme incident where Denver confessed to trying to cut their marital bed in half with a chainsaw. Out of anger, though insiders claim he did it to retaliate after Martell cut down some of their family trees in Aspen. Several years later, in 1985, Denver met Australian actress Cassandra Delaney in Sydney. After a short courtship, they married in 1988. The following year, in May, Delaney gave birth to their daughter, Jessie Bell, and they settled in Denver's Aspen home. However, like his first marriage, their time together was brief. They divorced in 1991, with Delaney even calling her ex-husband a vindictive bully. Many believe this second divorce was a catalyst for many of Denver's later struggles. He was charged with drunk driving for the first time in 1992, and the following year, he pleaded guilty to a drunk driving charge after crashing his Porsche into a tree, resulting in probation. After this conviction, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, mandated that he abstain from alcohol to continue flying. Unfortunately, he couldn't comply, and the following year, Denver was medically disqualified from operating an aircraft beneath his gentle public image. John Denver faced significant hardships, leading him to lean on alcohol and drug use for comfort. He suffered from bouts of depression and was, in fact, insecure despite his public persona. He openly admitted to using LSD and marijuana when writing Rocky Mountain High, and often faced criticism for being a bad drunk and for hypocrisy. Although not a decorated pilot like his father, John Denver was knowledgeable about flying and held a license, enjoying it immensely, even participating in a VH1 promotional contest. So, how did a man like him meet such a tragic end? Was there sabotage involved in his aircraft? It's crucial to understand aircraft design and safety. Unlike automobiles, you can't simply pull over an aircraft if it catches fire. An engine fire can quickly escalate, requiring a fuel shutoff valve in the cockpit to dissipate the flames and allow for a safe landing. John Denver was piloting a Rutan Longyear, a light home-built aircraft, when it crashed into Monterey Bay near Pacific Grove, California, on October 12, 1997, leading to his death at 5:3. Many conspiracies and theories surround the crash. One popular theory points to the poorly placed fuel selection valve, located behind the pilot's left shoulder, which would require the pilot to release controls to operate it. Additionally, the fuel gauges were non-linear and lacked clear markings, making it difficult to assess fuel levels accurately. In essence, his aircraft was indeed poorly designed, contributing to his plunge into the ocean. However, John Denver also failed to check other crucial safety precautions. The plane's interface was only one factor in the overall crash, and unfortunately, John Denver paid the ultimate price. Despite his grim end, he is still celebrated and remembered today for his immense contributions to music and humanitarian efforts that inspired and changed countless lives. This year alone, Take Me Home, Country Roads re-entered the Billboard chart after being featured in a Super Bowl commercial. Moreover, a tribute to the country singer is set to hit theaters on July 10th, proving that his songs remain relevant and timeless to this day.